As we all know, many of you may think BlackRock is the US government, the deep state and all that stuff people talk about. All right. Well, we know BlackRock, Vanguard own shares of everything by the millions, trillions. Okay. All right. So there's talk. In fact, BlackRock put a video with Larry Fink on it, put out a video, about a 3-minute video, that everybody should have 2% of their wealth in Bitcoin. I'm like, okay, so they're really, really like sponsoring Bitcoin because they run the ETF, which is the IBIT. So a lot of people said there was a disclaimer on that video on the bottom. Okay. It said there's not a guarantee that there cannot be more than 21 million Bitcoin. People saw that. They immediately read into, oh my God, can they issue more Bitcoin? If you know anything about Bitcoin, if you know anything about the blockchain, you should all know two things, first of all. If you want to get into this game, you should really educate yourself. Bitcoin works on proof of work. All the other ones, Ethereum and all the other ones, in fact, Ethereum used to be on proof of work, but because it takes so much energy to mine, proof of work coins, they went to something called proof of service in 2022. That's why, other than Bitcoin, no other crypto is a finite amount. They may have some shit coins that they say they finite amount, but they can always produce more. But all this took a hold of people and said, oh my God, what if there is another offer of Bitcoin? And what if BlackRock figured out a way controlling a lot of these miners like, Marathon and CLSK and Riot Blockchain? Because if you look at BlackRock owns millions and millions of shares of these companies. What if they force the miners, to do something to create more? Well, that's called a fork. There have been many forks of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash comes to mind. Look at the chart of Bitcoin Cash. There is no other Bitcoin. Now, BlackRock tomorrow can come and, start another Bitcoin chain, another blockchain called BlackRock BTC or BlackRock Bitcoin. Who the hell is going to buy that? Not knowing that it's infinite. They can create a lot of. That's why Ethereum is garbage compared to Bitcoin. Why? Because they can create more Ethereum all the time. They do it. So I'm not worried about it at all. But what I'm worried about, which also was a topic of conversation because I've been trading their stocks this week, is something called quantum computer. Now, I spoke to a couple of really educated people about this, and they go, Serge, it's not an imminent threat, but it could be a threat. And they said, do you think if a government has quantum computing power already, they are going to go after Satoshi's 1 million Bitcoin that's sitting in 2,000 different accounts, 50 Bitcoin at a time? You think that's what they're going to use it for? And to me, it made sense. I go, what are they going to use it for? They're going to use it for cracking the code of nuclear warheads and start World War III and eradicate the humanity. That's what they're going to do. That's how they're going to use quantum computing. They're not going to use it to go crack somebody's Bitcoin. By the way, when a lot of people ask me about, well, can BlackRock make more Bitcoin because they're controlling everything now, they're in charge, they're like no, because BlackRock doesn't even own the Bitcoin that they're buying through their fund, through the ETF, IBIT. All those Bitcoins are sitting on Coinbase's account. That's where they buy it. Now, the problem with quantum computing is, what if somebody hacks Coinbase and steals all the Bitcoin of BlackRock? Now we're in trouble. Again, Bitcoin will crash, but then it will be a great buying opportunity as far as I'm concerned, right? Because then it's going to go from one account to another. It's not going to be that there's going to be more than 21 million of this thing out there. It's just not going to happen. I'm convinced of that. Now, I may be right. I may be wrong. You guys, leave it in the chat and then we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. But all these things that the media puts out, that uneducated people about Bitcoin put out, oh, there could be 21 million more. What if they make 21? Well, they did. It's called a fork. They did it. They've done Bitcoin Cash, some other stuff they did every time Bitcoin forked, right? But Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. It's 21 million, the original Bitcoin. Even if BlackRock figures out another Bitcoin, create another blockchain, call it BlackRock BTC, why would I buy that fully? The only reason I'm investing in Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin is I know it's a finite amount. It's going to protect me against the US government's debasing of my money. That's the only reason I'm doing this. I'm not doing it for any other reason other than that, right? So all these worries, quantum computing, BlackRock hijacking the Bitcoin market, like, no. And at the moment they're unfounded. And FYI, when it goes to quantum computing, last word about that is this. There are extremely intelligent people around the globe that are node holders, not note, but nodes. There are a lot of nodes. These are brilliant people. And if you do Google it, go ahead and Google it. They're already working on keys for their Bitcoin, or for, in general, the public, quantum computing resistant keys that they're working on. Bitcoin creators and node holders are not stupid people. They want to protect themselves, obviously, right? So under the best case scenario, you're looking at 5 to 10 years before a quantum computer can go hack into Bitcoin. And will it happen? Is there a potential of it happening? Yeah. But I don't think if I had a quantum computer, I'm going to go after $2 trillion market and steal some Bitcoin from someone. I'm going to use it for something really, really important. I'm going to go crack all the codes of the nuclear warheads of another country, or I'm going to use it as a deterrent, or I mean, there's so many different ways of using this, or I'm going to create a war and completely eradicate their military because crack into their military communication codes. I mean, there's many different ways to look at this. Quantum computing could be a curse. Quantum computing could be a good thing. All I know, I'm not worried about Bitcoin. I'm not worried about BlackRock hijacking Bitcoin. I'm not worried about it.